Zimbabwe has got a very rich history when it comes to tennis, and there seems to be something about tennis and brothers and Zimbabwe. And I think over the last couple of years, we've seen the Lock brothers, Benjamin and Courtney, fly the Zimbabwean flag high, most notably when they're playing on the ATP Challenger Series. But for us as Zimbabweans, more proudly when they represent us in the Davis Cup, the World Cup of tennis. So I've got both Benjamin and Courtney in studio this morning. Benjamin, good morning. Thank you for making time. I know it's been hectic. You guys just flown in. I'm sure you've got family, friends, fans. Everybody wants a piece of you. But thank you for making the time to join us this morning.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Nice to get up early. Yeah.
All right, and Courtney, obviously flying in as well. I know it's been a difficult year with injuries, but you seem to be back now and in your stride. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. No, it's been obviously last year I was injured for most of the year, but this year it's been an amazing year. Been incredibly healthy, and yeah, it's been one of the best years of our career so far. So we're happy to be back for a bit to recharge.
All right, and Benji, I know you were in South America recently playing on the ATP Challenger Series. Maybe just tell us about that experience, your most recent tournament, and where you feel like your game is given the hectic year you've had on the court.
Yeah, it's been a hectic year. I've been practicing in Spain on clay, so I've been training a lot on clay. So when I saw the schedule in South America, I really wanted to go and test myself on the clay courts there. And the first week in Colombia, I had an amazing win, beat number 96 in the world in singles. So that was a great confidence booster for me. And then I finished the tour with a title in Peru. So yeah, really, really happy.
And what title was that one?
It was an ITF title, M25, yeah. So I got it in singles. So it was my 12th title in singles overall. So very happy. So
whilst you were in South America, you were in Italy. You guys are just globe-trotting, eh? What has it been like for you over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's, obviously we love to play together. The dream is to play every week together, but sometimes with the schedule, it might be better for Benji to play singles somewhere and me to play better in doubles somewhere else. But we always come back together, and we're excited now to head back to Europe and do a couple of weeks together.
All right, I mean, speaking about doubles, I think when it comes to the Davis Cup, we seem to see you a lot more doing that. But I know in terms of the ATP Challenger Tour, you guys, especially this year, you had a big win in that regard back in June.
Yeah, and we had an amazing win. Actually, we were playing in France, and it was a really strong tournament, and we had practiced and prepared to play on clay. It was an outdoor clay event. And all of a sudden, it just rained for 5 days straight. So they had to move the tournament indoors. So it threw a spanner in the works. We were a little bit underprepared, and we thought, well, let's just go see what we can do, And the funny thing is, our mom flew out to come watch us play that week, and we're like, oh, of course, the week she comes, it rains, it's a disaster. Yeah. We're playing indoors now, we haven't prepared, maybe we're going to play bad. You always want to perform well in front of your family, and Courtney and I ended up playing unbelievable, and we swept the title, and we won our first challenger tournament together, and was special to do it in front of our family, and also with that strength of field. It was a super strong tournament in France and a very prestigious tournament. I think that tournament's been going on for 20 odd years. So it's one of the oldest tournaments on the Challenger Tour, and to win that title with Courtney was so special.
Courtney, obviously, I did say at the top of our sit down, that there's a very rich history of brothers playing tennis. Is that any added pressure for you guys, knowing that, the black brothers who came before you, achieved so much? And I think we have to go back to 2005 for us to have enjoyed that kind of success. Was that any added pressure? And what was it like for you to be able to do that with your brother, with your mom watching, and knowing that you guys were putting Zimbabwe on the map?
Yeah, I mean, people always, I think the media love it that it's kind of two brothers coming after Byron and Wayne, but they've always been role models for us. They've always been incredible ambassadors for the country, and obviously we haven't achieved half of what they did, but I think we've got our own story, and we're writing it, and we've still got a lot more years to play. But we often speak about it. We were 5 or 7 years old watching them in city sports, playing Davis Cup. So it's always special, when we reflect back on those moments. And yeah, we just try and carry the flag as high as we can.
I think we all remember those moments from the city sports, the drums, Andre Agassi, all those big names coming to our. Obviously, now looking at where you guys are right now and the hectic year you've had. I mean, let's go back to Ghana, to the African Games. A bit of a heartbreak. You didn't quite get the goal that you guys wanted, but scooping that silver and maybe just starting to get those accolades and trophies. What is that doing for you guys as individual players, obviously in your own right, but even as brothers and trying to build that legacy, for us to keep talking about the Lock brothers?
No, for sure. I mean, I can speak on the doubles side of things, but it was a special week, but it was also just one of the toughest weeks probably of our careers. The conditions were hard. It was 40 plus degrees, 90% humidity, and you're there for tennis. The tennis event was stretched over about 12 or 13 days, where other events were a couple of days a week. So it was really tough and grueling, but I think it's something we'll look back on and we're very proud of. And it's been a goal of ours for a long time. Obviously, heartbreaker not to get the gold in the final and have a chance to play in Paris Olympics. But we're very proud of the medal that we got for the country. And it's something that's definitely ticked off our goals.
And Benji, I know even when we got relegated on home soil in the Davis Cup, it was heartbreak as well. And then when you experience that, in terms of maybe just building you guys in terms of your character and your ambition, what do those experiences do for you guys? How are you leveraging on that to say, yes, we wanted to go to Paris for the Olympics. We didn't want to get relegated. Yes, we fought our way back. But what have those experiences done for you guys in terms of building your character and where you want to go in future?
Well, to start off, I mean, right after those types of matches, I think all athletes, you're in tears. Sleepless nights for a couple of weeks, and it just replays over and over in your head what you could have done better. But then when you reflect back on it a couple of weeks after that, you think that you've played your continental games, you've come second in the games, and you've fought through some really tough matches, beaten quality players, and to medals that don't come on trees. So to actually go there, we were one of the favorites, so we knew that. But to actually go there, prepare, as Courtney said, play in the harsh conditions, beat almost everyone in the draw, get that medal. I mean, in the semi-finals, we went on for a match at 10 p.m. at night. The humidity was through the roof. It was a crazy match, and I remember on match point we were about to return, and it's a different kind of pressure. When we're playing for ourselves, of course we're representing our family name, ourselves on the ATP Challenger Tour, and we know, okay, we're going to give it our best, but if not, there's next week, These types of competitions, they come once every 4 years. So it was a different type of pressure, and I was incredibly proud how we both rose to the occasion. And, as I said, it's difficult when you're a favorite going in, but then you have to back it up. And everyone's looking at you, your country's looking at you, saying, no, these guys are going to bring us medals, and you want to deliver for your country. And for us to make, the finals in doubles and finals in singles, it was amazing. We're so happy, and we'll look back on that and we'll cherish that. And obviously, you always want more as human nature to get that gold medal, to get that ticket for Paris. But opportunities come and they go, and new opportunities, I'm sure, will present themselves. And as you said, we learned a lot. Also, the Davis Cup, losing to Uruguay, the #1 seeded team in the group. We were the underdogs from the very beginning, and we were points away from winning. So I think it's only positive, and as you said, character building. And we learned those lessons, and I think it just makes you a better athlete overall at the end.
All right, Courtney, obviously traveling around the world, doing what you love, playing tennis, you're back home for a very short stint. What are some of the things that you enjoy doing, or do you even get time to do anything when you guys come back home for those short periods?
It's tough because we obviously when we come we usually got some business meetings. We're trying to get visas. We're trying to spend time with family. You're trying to see friends, so it's really tough. I probably get to see half of the people I would like to see, but I managed to squeak in a round of golf at Royal, which was nice.
One of the best courses.
I was really happy about. But it's never enough time. So, with tennis being a all-year round sport, December is really the only time we get to kind of have a bit of downtime. So this really has just been a training block. We've been training every day, seeing our physio. So, we'll kind of look forward to some downtime in December.
Benji did speak about the pressure, the different pressure of playing for yourself on the tour, or maybe playing together as brothers. but then also the pressure that comes with saying, you know what, there's 16 million people who want you to do well. Like when you then come back home in those short periods and you're interacting whether with family, people in the tennis fraternity, or just ordinary Zimbabweans, what's the engagement and response to what you guys are doing? What are you guys? Are people giving you pressure like do better? Do they love what you're doing? Like what's the engagement like?
I mean, the engagement's always been positive, I think, overall. But, you know, when I lost that deciding match against Uruguay, that was tough. I think a lot of people bled and hurt with me on that. So that was tough. But I said to Benji, you know, when after this year when we got back, I noticed that there was a really big vibe and hype around the city when we came back this time. I think with the games and Davis Cup and everything. So we don't see it as a pressure. It obviously is, but you kind of block that out. And, you know, we're so passionate about our country. We answer the call to play for our country almost every time, and we love it. But, yeah, we just recently had the Davis Cup in Nigeria, and that was a different kind of pressure. But we're always, it always means the most when we can come through it.
All right, obviously, Benji, recent success at the M25 in South America. What's next now? Obviously, going back on the circuit.
Yeah, it's been a really busy year, as you said, and it's been a great year. As Courtney said, it's been our best year on tour so far, and we've still got a couple more months to play. So we're heading out this weekend to the Turkish Open in Istanbul. Really excited for that big tournament, lots of opportunities. After that, we're going to be going to Bulgaria, and then we're going to play in Europe for a couple of weeks. So I think, you know, the year's gone so well, and we don't want to set limits on what we can achieve, you know, so we've got goals in the back of our minds where we'd like to be at the end of the year. But yeah, it's been great so far. So let's see what the year in rankings look like.
All right, and Courtney, talking about that experience in Nigeria, having to fight your way back to World Group 2. What does that mean for you guys, and what's the ambition heading, looking ahead to future Davis Cup ties?
Yeah, as I said before, similar feeling to the African Games. You go in there, you know you're the favorite. Your competitors know you're the favorites. Your country is expecting nothing else but a win. And you know that's difficult because you got to go there and you got to deliver and you have to play your best. And there's a lot of good players out there. It was a really long and grueling week. But yeah, when we closed out the final match against Benin to promote back into the World Group 2 and we won the Africa Zone, we actually, it was a really big moment in our careers because we broke Byron and Wayne's record for the most wins as a doubles team ever for Zimbabwe and Davis Cup.
It was a big deal.
So it was a big deal, and that match was actually crazy because it rained the day before. The schedule was all backed up, so we'd played one set, we were 6-4 up, and then it was bad light, so we had to come out the next morning. And I knew that if we won that match, we were going to break the record. We had tied it, but I knew if we were going to win that set, we were going to break the record. And I didn't tell Courtney.
Thank goodness you didn't tell me.
After where I was serving for it, it's match point, and you know, obviously nervous. There's the promotion on the line. There's a record on the line. History that something can never be taken away from you. So obviously I was nervous, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hit this serve as hard as I can. Hit an ace out wide, cannon. The guy didn't even move for the ball. Courtney looks at me and he says, "It's done. We've promoted." And I said, "It's done." And I said, "And I got a little extra something for you." And I told him, so it was a really cool moment. And yeah, I mean, we're super proud. It's a massive milestone for us, and we're going to continue to build on that.
And guys, I don't know whether you guys have noticed this, but I'm noticing a trend. And you know, when we look at African culture and rain, it's usually a very good sign.
Yes,
and I'm looking at it, you know, with that ATP challenge, and when your mom came through, it rained a couple of days. When you guys went in Nigeria, it rained. I'm just saying.
Bring on the rain.
Bring on the rain.
Bring on the rain.
Bring on the rain. But Courtney, before I let you guys go, obviously you talked about that experience as a 5 or 6 year old watching the Black brothers play at City Sports Centre. What do you want to say to young boys and girls out there who are looking up to you? You know, they're like, I also want to be in Peru. I want to be in Italy. I want to play tennis at a professional level. What is your word of encouragement to them?
I think, you know, never stop dreaming. I think both Benji and I haven't had a straightforward path, you know, coming from Zimbabwe, you know, a small country compared to the rest of the world in tennis and the powerhouses. I think never stop dreaming, work as hard as you can, and yeah, nothing's impossible. I think we've come through a lot personally. I've been told by many surgeons and doctors to stop playing. My body can't function, but I think I've proved a lot of that wrong. So yeah, I think never stop dreaming. Nothing's impossible, and I think with faith and perseverance, you can achieve your goals.
All right, and for you, Benji, I'll phrase it a little bit differently. Where do you want to see tennis in Zimbabwe go? Like, it's driven by you guys as maybe our top players. What's your vision for the game holistically? Not just looking at you guys as brothers, but you spoke about how important it is to put Zimbabwe on the map, to make sure that you're winning the accolades.
Yeah.
Going back to Davis Cup or African Games, the Olympic Games, from a tennis in Zimbabwe perspective.
Yeah, I'd love to see the grassroots of the game expand and get bigger. I think we've got a country, as you said, 16 million people, many talented athletes out there. And I think the more opportunities you can provide for those athletes, especially at a young age, can lead into bigger and better things. And sport, tennis and sport in general just offers so many opportunities for you in life. So I would love to see the grassroots of the game grow, many junior tournaments. Whenever we're back and there's a junior tournament, we love to go and just look at the junior guys and see how they're doing and pass on any knowledge that we can. So I think the biggest thing I would say is just to provide as many opportunities as possible within the region of Southern Africa, and then let those that are naturally gifted and have the hard work ethic have the opportunity to shine. I have no doubt there's so many talented kids out there, and I'd love to just see them have a fair chance.
All right, thank you very much, guys. I know you guys probably have a lot to do. All the best as you head back on the circuit. I'm looking forward to being on here, saying you guys have won the Turkish Open. I'm going to pray for some rain first.
That's right.
Konapo, Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.